It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the Sunshine State.
The ball on the tee, we're set for football. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And you want to talk about enormous expectations being placed on a quarterback. How about what Trevor Lawrence faced coming out of college? But the good thing for him, he's used to it. He had the same type of expectations leaving high school and going to Clemson. They always expect him to be a franchise savior, whatever team he joins. And to his credit, he shouldered those expectations and is doing everything in his power to follow through.
From the 35, here's second down and 3. From the shotgun, Lawrence throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Evan Ingram, the tight end. And it's 3rd and short. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Lawrence on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line. Again, it's Lawrence. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 21 yards. And it's Lawrence. And his throw is incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long now. Lawrence, now this is Etienne on the draw. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Boswell's kick is good, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield. Mission accomplished. Points on the board.
So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense. 2nd and 9 now. He'll get this into the hands of Stevenson.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2.
Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle.
A pickup of 5 that time and a first down.
Up the middle, Achane.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll drop to throw.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Going for the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
So 1 first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on 3rd down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around, 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. And down by a field goal, they'll take over with excellent field position following the interception. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The 1st sack of the game for them comes on the 1st play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a 1st down now, playing behind the sticks.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
On third down, Achane. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully...
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Now Achane on 1st and 10.
And he's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
They'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. This from 44 yards out, left hash. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins are going to tie the score at 3.
So the interception set him up a terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want them drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Now Lawrence on 1st down.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 49 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Now Lawrence.
He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
From the gun, it's Lawrence.
Touchdown! Evan Ingram from 6 yards away. And the Jaguars have taken the lead.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, It was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. So that drive, 4 plays. And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A run straight ahead with Achane. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They'll run for it with Achane. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars getting set to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And the defense closes quickly there, and he'll get maybe a yard to the 33. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Here's Lawrence. That is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
They go play action here on 1st down. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
And this offense on third down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be third and forever. He'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
What my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. And that one too wide and incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks. He seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 21. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Steps away to his, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Emmanuel Agba that time able to drop him for a loss. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Here now a 3rd down and 8. Here's Lawrence to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end, and he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That catch, by the way, number 505 of his career, and that ties him with a couple of other tight ends for the pass, Frank Wycheck and Dallas Clark.
And those guys were excellent players, but how about what we're seeing right now? 505 and rising. What a nice career he's put together.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Straight ahead, Etienne. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Finds his tight end Ingram. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down. Throwing quickly, this is caught by Kirk. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Lawrence. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down. A shotgun snap, and again to ETN. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Touchdown, Jaguars. Christian Kirk, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Extra point now by Boswell. It's good, and now it's an 11-point lead, 17-6. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, complete. It's Stevenson. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
They'll look to throw again. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They end up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. That'll be complete to Stevenson. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo. And it's the Bills who have the lead in that one. Josh Allen has thrown 2 touchdown passes. From there, we head on over to Wisconsin to check on the Packers at home at Lambeau Field. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Jamar Chase with a touchdown reception from Joe Burrow. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. A touchdown run there for Ramondre Stevenson. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
This fielded right at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
He dumps this off to Dillon underneath. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Well, this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. So no gain on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Lawrence will throw. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Etienne up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Decent run, maybe hoping for a little bit more. It does, though, set up 3rd and manageable.
And every play that's run, if it's blocked perfectly and executed perfectly, it's set up to go for a touchdown, right? But I like the way you described that one. Just get into a 3rd and manageable. Nice decision-making and took care of the football.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Dolphins are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jags are going to get it back here just past the 35. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise.
Hard line. He'll look to ETN to start things out. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Lawrence. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense. And the defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 22.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. This is caught. Touchdown. Evan Ingram. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Jaguars are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Boswell for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. 5 plays there on that drive. And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
2nd and 6. That's going to be caught by Waddle. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And 3rd and 1 now.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And this is going to be incomplete. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll set up to run the quarterback draw. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And this will be a Jaguars 1st down as he gets this up past the 30.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Dillon now on 1st and 10. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Boy, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Here's 2nd and 8. His throw incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium.
Let's get out of here with a win, oh!
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
Sanders' kick is good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. Well, with that field goal, you could argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 full-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. They go play action now. Lawrence. The pass complete to Ingram on the crossing route. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Now Lawrence on target there to Ingram. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And the Dolphins rush gets home, down he goes. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. A handoff for Etienne. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Now Lawrence to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That's good for 28 yards.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand the field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Now Waddle on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Little short pass here to Hill. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll run for it with Dillon. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Brandon, 4th and 1 on their own side of the 50, and they decide to go for it. As a former defender, I take that personally. I can't believe they let them pick that up. They should have swarmed the line of scrimmage and stuffed that one.
Not surprised, though, because they told us about the supreme confidence they had in the O-line, and they were able to get that yard. So the completion good for 7 there, and that will bring up 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. A short pass here to Hill. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
2nd and 6. Looking to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. But just add that to the list of great moments for this defense today. They've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, and they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Now swing pass for Dillon. And he's able to get up here to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
At the 26-yard line.
They'll look to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And going deep for Hill. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And all the way in for the Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list. And the Dolphins are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Right here, right now, G.
Running out of the gun with ETN. He's got it to the 43 here. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. On 3rd down, Lawrence. And that will be incomplete.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So the Dolphins now down by 2 touchdowns. 1:51 on the clock. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. Connecting with Hill. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
That'll be caught by Hill. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Stevenson. Now 2nd down and a few inches. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got Stevenson again. Back-to-back plays. This is 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. He'll get this into the hands of Stevenson. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Here we go, 1st and goal. Back to throw again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done. Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match. How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys? And now out come the Jags. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down, and that ought to be the one that seals the victory. And they'll indeed take a knee. And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner. You know what's really strange? I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like 1 time a week. The best teams I know, they practice starting back in OTAs. They want to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one. Yep, a knee gets them to 1-0. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend. And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record.